from that evening, a musical relationship slash friendship was born. Even with playing music on stage with other musicians, there has to be chemistry there. And at the same time, it's like you want to be able to have chemistry away from the stage as well. Because if you have chemistry away from the stage, your show and your stage presence and everything like that is
Yeah,
going to be
and people
even
pick
greater.
up on it. Not just entertainment, what we do. We'll be talking to designers and entrepreneurs and people that's trying to get their t-shirt brand popping. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your hustle is, this is Hustlenometry 101, and we're gonna all get there together.
Shag, Motown. So like I told you, I got
Yeah,
these.
yeah,
Chairman of the
Brandon.
board shirt.
Yeah,
So,
Brandon. 4-5. That's
That's
what
what it is.
Yes, sir. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Today is Tuesday, March 29th. Welcome to another live installment of your favorite internet sensation by the name of No Shortcut Show. It's a lovely day. Am I feeding back somewhere? Let's feed back. You know what I mean? We live, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful spring afternoon. I go by the name of Jerry Midas Hardison. I am a musician, artist, MC, producer, arranger, several hats under the music umbrella. It's a pleasure to have you here with us tonight. Joining me, as usual, my co-host to the left of the screen, talented DJ. Also, this guy is a business partner of mine for 12 years or so, maybe more.
Yeah.
We're not really counting the specifics, but ladies and gentlemen,
Hey,
welcome my co-host, Mr. DJ Famous, aka Travis Bizel. What's
what's
good, my guy?
what's happening? What's happening? How you doing out there?
Man, I am well. How are you doing today?
Doing well, man. Doing well. I had my first wedding of the season last week. This past weekend, we back.
Mm-hmm.
It was my.
We
I
bike.
Yeah. I did one in January, but I really call that last season because it was like the beginning of January. So this is really
Yes.
my first wedding of the new wedding season, and it was pretty lit.
That's great, man. That's
Yeah.
great. I gotta shout out my guys from Mellow Groove. We had a chance to do the York County Blues and Jazz Festival on Friday here in Rock Hill, and I
Yeah.
must say it was lit.
Yeah.
So shout out to my Mellow Groove family. Shout out to my chairman of the board family. We played in Hope
Yeah.
Mills, North Carolina on Sunday, just before the slap that was heard around the world. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mellow Groove. Shout out to the chairman of the board. Shout out to That's My Story family,
Yeah.
the official Honeycomb family, the official Earth, Wind, and Fire family, Touch of Faith, Our Power, all
Yeah.
of our community platforms that come congregate with us
Yeah.
when we decide to go live. This is what episode what we on
Man,
maybe not 8, 9,
I think
10
this is
maybe now.
8. I think this is 8. So we got, we're gonna have some new people joining us that don't really know. So I wanted to kind of go back a little bit about
Yeah,
what we
let's go
do.
back.
We
Yeah,
got
yeah,
this idea about doing a podcast, just kind
yeah,
of
man.
sharing some nuggets each week. Just kind of sometimes it'll just be us talking our talk, just doing what we do off the air anyway. Just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
catching
Chop it
up
up.
and talking and sharing jewels with each other. And then sometimes we
Uh-huh.
want to talk to other people that are out here doing the entrepreneurial thing, the hustle thing, no matter what their business or their side hustle or what they're whatever they're trying to do. We just want to
Absolutely.
inspire other people, help each
That's it.
other, share the knowledge. We've learned a lot, good and
Yes.
bad, and we want to make sure we
Uh-huh.
share it. So what we
Yeah.
did, we started shooting these episodes, just recording them to put them
Yeah.
on
Uh-huh.
YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so episode 3 just went up on YouTube yesterday. So make sure you check that out. We'll put the link up.
Yes.
And each
The
week,
link will be in the
we
comments.
talk about something different. Episode 3, we were talking about how and when to decide to do something for free if somebody's approaching you, to want you to do a free gig or a freebie or
Mm-hmm.
give them some kind of hookup or something that they're promising that if you do it for them, you're going to get some exposure and all that kind of stuff. So that's
Yeah.
what we talked about in the episode that we just put up. But
Yep.
then a few weeks into it, just at very, very short notice, about 2 minutes before we were about to start recording, I said to Jerry, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this Facebook button.
Hit the live
And we
button one
just gonna go
time.
live. We just gonna go live now that we've worked out the
Yeah.
kinks. And so
Right.
we just
Right.
decided to go live that week. And it was a good thing, and a lot of good
Yeah.
responses. You all loved it, really responded well
Yeah.
to it. So we just
Hmm.
started continuing to do that. We still have the back episodes that we're uploading week by week on Mondays at noon on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then
Be
we
sure to subscribe,
the
folks.
live ones that we're now doing will be on the YouTube as well. So make sure you subscribe to that.
Yeah, and shout out to my sister who came through and graced us with such an amazing, I guess, conversation
Yeah,
last week. We
for sure.
thoroughly enjoyed that. So shout
For
out
sure.
to a touch of faith community out there, man. So
For
yeah,
sure.
how we feeling today? All is well.
Yeah,
What we getting into this afternoon?
we're feeling good. Everybody who's joined us so far, say something in the comments so we can see that you're here
Oh
so
yeah,
far. We got Miss Frances Hardison checking in with us.
my mom is here. What's up, mom?
She
Hello,
says
love you.
hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining us again. And my
Yeah.
man, Mr. Brandon Stevens.
Yeah, who actually designed the caricatures for our thumbnail. Shout out to my
Yeah.
boy, brother from another mother, Mr. Brandon Stevens. We go back to college days, man, doing music, and we still doing music to this very day. So we figuring what, maybe 20 years plus. We sitting in the dorm rooms and me playing keyboards and him singing on a Friday night and with the door open in the
Yeah.
rec room of the, and people coming by and talent shows and all that. And we still in motion, man. Shout out to him.
That's great. That's great. So we're just gonna keep it going like that. We appreciate
Let's
everybody
roll
for
with it.
joining in. And
Yeah, man.
speaking of, we're talking about Brandon and talking about Mellow Groove and everything that you gentlemen are doing.
Yeah.
We have a guest.
We
Right.
have a guest.
We have a guest.
Yeah, we got a guest, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy is one of the hardest working DJs I know, for sure. He's like, and he got 3 jobs. Right?
He got 3 jobs.
He got 3
How
jobs.
many phones?
He got
many
3
phones?
jobs.
That's
He
about-
probably got 2 phones. And this is what we want to talk about today. I was thinking
Yeah.
about, we were talking before a little bit, we brushed about, how you maintain that balance, how you got a
Right.
day job and you got a family and you chasing this dream of whatever it may be, graphic design,
That
DJ,
passion,
music,
yeah.
whatever your passion are, and how do you hustle these things and how do you prioritize your life, even if it's not a full-time job, but it's still the hustle, the entrepreneurship, and the family,
Right.
and other responsibilities and things like that. First person I thought of was this guy right here, man. So I said, let's bring him in. Let's give a warm one to my guy, Blake
Yeah, yeah.
Anderson.
Mr. Blake Anderson
Yeah.
joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
yeah.
me, guys.
What's
Hey,
happening, Blake?
it
What's
is
happening?
a pleasure.
Pleasure,
It is
pleasure to be
oh
on.
yeah. I was wondering where the applause was at.
Love it.
Now he
Yeah,
gets
Double
double.
applause.
He gets
It's
double
like a
applause.
standing
now.
ovation.
Yeah, since
we
I missed.
getting the laugh. The laugh track is on the way too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I digress. Go ahead, Famous.
Yeah, so my man Blake and I go way back as well, just like Jerry and I. Blake has been a DJ partner of mine for many, many, many years, and I thought of him especially for this particular subject because I get pretty busy as a DJ, and up until recently had a full-time career, DJ, family, sometimes 2 jobs and all these things. And I get pretty busy with my DJ calendar. And I would
Yes.
say, all right, let me see if I got somebody else. Let me hit up Blake. And Blake
Yeah.
would be like, nah, man, I'm already booked that day. Nah,
Already
man, I
booked.
can't do it. Or nah, man, I got this and this and that. So he's about as busy as I am. Also with the
Awesome.
family. Also with a full-time career. So I definitely want to bring Blake in to discuss this subject that we're talking about today for sure. Because he knows it better
Yeah.
than anybody else that I know.
I bet.
I'm
I bet.
honored to
I bet.
be on. Honored to be on, fellas.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, Blake, you got to give it's a pleasure and an honor to have you here with us. But before we get into the specifics of the show, we got to ask, how did you get into DJing, and what were some influencing factors that made you want to get into DJing, and maybe what age were you when you started developing a passion for DJing?
I would say number one influence by far, and really the only influence that I've ever had would have been my father. So he is a
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame Beach and Shag Club DJ in North
Oh,
Myrtle
okay.
Beach. So that's where I'm
Okay.
familiar with chairman of the board. I grew up with
Yeah.
Beach Shag Motown. So like I told you, I got
Yeah,
this
yeah,
chairman of the
Brandon.
board shirt.
Yeah,
So
Brandon, look at your caricatures right there. That's Brandon's
absolutely.
caricatures drawings. Yeah, yeah. So, and shout out to Michael Till, aka the Blacksmith, another Mellow Groove brother in the comments. So give us the backstory on that shirt real quick, Blake. Like, I'm curious to know how
Yeah,
how you
it's
got
funny
that.
within itself. So when I heard you were with chairman of the board, I said, "Oh my lord, man! I've been listening to them forever." I mean, my dad's
Yeah,
always talked about General Johnson and
Mm-hmm.
Ken and all those guys.
yeah.
Said
And Danny
just
Woods.
awesome.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So chairman of the board is number one. Been in my heart forever.
same.
Growing up, I listened to again Motown, Beach and Shag, and just all around all the above. So
Yeah,
from music from 4 years old to where I started listening to anything, it's always been a part of
awesome.
me. So when I saw you were with chairman of the board, I said I'm gonna get on and order me a shirt real quick.
Oh
So
man, nice.
so I got on and ordered the shirt. Well, I got a call. I was working in the office the other day, and I got a call from York, South Carolina. So I've got
Okay.
contractors in York as well. So I pick up the phone, and it's this nice lady, and she's talking about the shirt that I ordered. Just back ordered the one size that I needed, and I kind of told him, and she hollers, and I start speaking to Ken himself, and
Was it
so Ken,
Taz you were speaking to?
I thought it was Ken.
Okay,
I'm pretty.
okay. I thought you said you spoke to a lady prior to speaking with Ken.
Oh, yes. The lady.
Do you
Say the
remember what
name
her
one more
name
time.
was? Was it Taz Cole?
Possibly, but I honestly don't remember. Once
No
she kind of
worries.
said, but once she went to Ken, I started talking to him, and I told him what I had going
Okay,
on, and he
nice.
said, "Man, I'm getting a shirt in the mail for you. Absolutely, no
So
doubt."
you got it
So I said,
direct.
Nice.
I gotta message Ken after this, man, and let him know. Oh,
so,
Nice.
so,
that's
so,
awesome.
so yeah. So he texted me the shirt that he was sending, and he went above and beyond,
That's Ken,
far
man.
above
Shout
and
out to
beyond,
Ken
man.
Knox.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out
to
to
Yes.
Ken
Ken.
Knox, man, a
Shout
great
out to
band leader.
Brandon as well for that
Yo,
shirt. Stand up
when
again.
we,
Show us that shirt one more time, Blake.
Yeah, one
yeah,
more time. So it's got the characters. He's also sending me another one when it the one that I ordered when
yeah.
it comes in. He's gonna
That's
send that one to me as well.
That's awesome. And let me say this about Ken real quick. Like, I'll bring my son to the gig sometime, like this past Sunday. Our guitar player will bring his son. And, it gives the boys a chance to be around the music, hang out with Pops and road trip and all of that. But Ken will just, like, ask them to, like, hey, can you pass out the set list for the guys before the show or whatever? And he'll put money in their pocket when we get back. You know what I'm saying? Ken's a
Right.
great guy. I can't express that enough, man. So shout out to him.
Awesome.
I felt
Shout
every
out
bit
to
of
him.
that talking to him. I mean, again, above and beyond. Right immediately, he's
Oh,
like, "I'm getting this shirt in the mail." So I think he drove. That was on Friday afternoon. So he went
okay.
he went to the mail that day. So I had it over the weekend. So I texted him on Sunday. I said, "Man, I got the shirt. I really appreciate you
Oh
having it. I'll be
wow.
sure to wear it when I talk to the fellas."
That's
That's
good.
an awesome story, man. I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely.
yeah, and I'm gonna get into some dates by the end of the show.
Yeah.
You might be able to come check us out this weekend,
Well, I
but
know this
but
weekend is in Pineville, so I'm out of town. I've already checked that as well. So and I would I would
okay.
I would be there if I didn't already have plans of this
Yeah.
Saturday. I would bring the kids by because I'm right here in Fort Mill, so I would no doubt bring them to there.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we
did
got
this.
plenty coming up this year. We're gonna
Yeah.
get you out there. We
I
got
did the
plenty
same
Yeah,
coming up.
thing.
no doubt.
I was looking at the calendar as well, and I was looking at that Pineville, but I have a wedding this weekend, so I can't do it. So I
Yeah,
kept scrolling, and I saw Pageland, South Carolina, for the Watermelon Festival, and that's about 20
yeah,
minutes from where I live right now. So I'll be there for
yeah.
that one.
Just make sure you spit the seeds out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Midas, if
All right.
I do the little if I say you both my kids will say, or two of the three will say, "Got me dangling on
Dangling on the
the string."
string.
I mean,
Yeah.
immediately that's what they do.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful.
That
That's
is
beautiful.
beautiful. We
Awesome.
got some people
Yeah, I don't
checking
want to.
in with us. We got my man
Yeah.
DJ Richie Rich
I
checked
saw
in.
DJ Richie
Richie
Rich.
Rich.
Yes.
Says, what's up,
What's up,
fellas?
y'all? Yeah. Hey, and guys at home, feel free to share this. We're trying to grow our community. If you're watching right now, do us a favor. If you're on Facebook, hit that share so
Yeah.
your friends can also tune in with you. And we can create a nice little watch party right now before we
sure.
get into the meat and the potatoes of what we're here to do tonight.
For sure, for sure. So we were talking about your DJ influence with being your dad out of Myrtle Beach, and then when did
Absolutely.
you start yourself?
So I remember days, and this wasn't really full on DJing, but just as a passion. In the 8th grade, we would rent the building at Cherry Park, and we would do dances. And just like any 8th grade dance, it starts out with the guys on one side of the room and
Yeah.
the girls on the other side of the room. And everybody standing around watching. Some parents are in there, like some chaperones. Might be some M&Ms somebody's going to eat, or drinking a little
Right.
Pepsi. And next thing you know, DJ Blake gets some music going and just
Yeah.
cutting up a little bit, and might go ask somebody to dance. But 8th grade was really when I always had music with me and always had beats on me.
Mm-hmm.
That was before phones or anything else. So we would bring
Yeah,
at
man.
that time. It was cassette players or CDs.
Oh, the
Started hitting
cassettes.
CDs.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So it
Yes,
started
sir.
started hitting them. But 8th grade was on, and then from there, I did my first wedding. Again, I always had music. So everything we did, every tailgate that we had in college. I went to South Carolina, so I mean, everything we ever did had music always going. But my first official wedding, my buddy's wife's sister was getting married, so he's like, "Can you borrow your dad's equipment? And then can you maybe?" I was like, I don't see why I can. I mean, I know what to do, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think about having to MC it when you're there by yourself. I mean, you don't have
Oh,
any.
yeah.
It's like Famous was talking about the other night. When you're there by yourself, you can't be shy. You gotta talk. So I
Yeah.
kind of really didn't know much to do at that point then, because I hadn't gone to many weddings. I was probably close to 30. Well, I was probably close to 30. So I didn't
Okay.
really know how to MC. I didn't know the balance of it. I didn't know the flow of it. So
Yeah.
I would imagine it was probably pretty boring, but everybody said they had a good time. So
Yeah. And then there's some things you learn as you progress, just like us, Famous and I, in this platform.
Yeah.
Every week we're making some tweaks to
Yeah.
what we're doing in the format or the resolution, or
Yeah.
even just now before we came on, I was on my computer and jumped to my phone. So that's part of it. That applies to anything when you first start out. It's a learning process for
Yeah.
sure.
And I think the
Yeah,
key to
man.
that too is just always continuing to learn, because even me now,
Right.
with however many weddings I have under the belt at 44 years old, I still get a little bit like this when
Yeah,
it's time,
yeah.
like, and I'm
Yeah,
still learning
that's
too.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
exactly right. That
That
means you
shows you
love it.
care.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And I remember,
Yeah,
like
man.
Blake said, I remember my first wedding, and I did it the same way. Just kind of the first one was probably somebody I knew that just kind of asked me to do them a favor or whatever. I didn't know nothing about weddings. I didn't have a traditional wedding myself, and I hadn't been to any. You know what I'm saying? But I just knew how to
Yeah.
play music. So it's
Yeah,
pretty much the
for
same
sure,
thing.
for
So
sure.
I know there's a lot
Yeah.
of things I wish I could go back on and be like, yo, I could really rock that wedding now.
Yeah. That's part of the
Sure.
process. It
part
shows
of the process.
growth.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
part of the process, man. And you
Yeah.
got your chairman shirt on. Last week I had a mellow. So this guy's a superstar. Jerry Midas is a superstar.
No.
Last week
No.
I had on my Mellow Groove T-shirt.
Yeah.
You got your chairman T-shirt on. We're just really
That's
honoring this dude.
both the bands that I do most of my damage with.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you started out, Blake. So you started out not doing the MC portion, but of course playing the music for the party.
Right.
Now, just while we're on the kind of the topic of MCing, when did you start incorporating some of the MCing elements into your DJing craft?
Actually, that day, because again, I was the only one up there doing
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
But but again, I didn't know any flow at all, Midas. So I was like, oh man, so what do we? And I just kind of went with it. And again, I guarantee it couldn't have been a great flow to it.
Uh-huh.
But I, it's
Yeah.
kind of a blur to me now. But again, everyone said they had fun. But I think after that, I started putting a lot more thought into. Well, we need to do the intros. We need to
Yeah.
go into the first dance, father, daughter, mother, son, cake cut, and
Yeah.
just go through the whole
Yeah.
flow of the evening. Where I think that day it may have just been thrown together. Like I really don't know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also thrown together quickly on, hey, can you do this? And I was like, I
Oh
guess.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, now weddings can be tough. Like if you're just doing a party or a night event or whatever, and you're emceeing. And I'm just speaking from the MC standpoint because you guys got the DJ part covered for sure. But like weddings are more, I guess, more technical because you have names that you have to, you have to
Absolutely.
announce like each section of what's going on at the reception. There's names you got to announce when the wedding party is coming in, and if you're like me, you want to look over those names.
Hmm.
There's some
Yeah.
wild names out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know, so you want to look over them and say, "Hey, is this how you say it? Any questions?" So it's a little more tedious
Yeah.
when you got the wedding. When you're doing just a more free flowing party or whatever, the emceeing
Just
part
kind
is
of
is
roll with it.
relatively easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
had
That's
one this
interesting.
past. I had one this past weekend, and the one of the groomsmen, his last name was Sobicio. That's how you
Oh
pronounce it.
wow.
But I have a form that that they fill out with the order of events and everybody's names and stuff like that. And the way the bride spelled it, SOB dash SO-B-C-O. So I can pronounce BCO. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Oh,
okay, okay.
That's how
So
she
she went
spelled it
ahead and
out. Yeah.
gave you the Merriam-Webster
Yeah, she spelled it
right.
out for me, so I knew how
pronunciation.
to do it. But yeah, that's the
That's awesome.
hardest. That was the hardest part for me too. Like what Blake said, man. We already knew the music. You grew up in the music, and in the
Yeah,
scene with your dad. I grew up in the music, and then doing the clubs and the bars, which is what we started doing. And Blake can tell you, and Richie Rich that's on the chat can tell you, when I was DJing at the
yeah.
Long Branch, they would not hear my voice for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay,
Because I
yeah.
was just DJing. And Richie was really good on the mic. Richie was like a host, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? He's really
absolutely.
good with the microphone because he came from radio as well. So he did
Nice.
that, and me, and they, oh, you gotta talk more, you gotta do more on. Like the owner used to tell me, oh, you gotta do more on the mic, and I was just always nervous with it until about 1:30 when enough of that stuff got in me,
Uh,
then I'd be getting loose. But it's just one of
yeah,
those
yeah,
things.
but that also left room for us to partner up, and then for you
Exactly,
and I to work together. And
exactly,
it's
because I
and
needed an
I'm
MC.
sure, yeah, man. And I, it's just that it comes natural to me from whether a
Yeah.
literal MC like rocking a crowd or whatever
Hmm.
like that, or just assisting the DJ and keeping and it just gives a voice to the entertainment, makes
Yeah.
things a little more lively and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it all works together. It all works together
It
for
definitely
sure.
does. It definitely does. So
Yeah.
I know a DJ up in a lot of a lot of different DJ groups I'm in. I know a DJ that's up in Connecticut. Her name is DJ Rachel, and
Okay.
she's pretty famous and popular in her part of the country
The Northeast.
in the Northeast. No
Uh-huh.
website. All she has is like social media and a YouTube page, but she don't have no website. She don't have no advertising, nothing like that. It's just all word of mouth, right?
Wow.
And
Which is still the strongest form of
it's yeah,
promotion.
it really is,
Yeah.
and I was
Still
always
is.
in awe of that. And this is what I'm going to say about my guy Shaken Blake as well, because
Okay.
he has a full cow as full as he wants it to be, and word of mouth. It's word of mouth. Oh, DJ. I'll see some of these groups where someone said, "Hey, I'm looking for a DJ and so for this date." 18 people already commented, "Blake's your guy. Blake, you gotta get Blake.
Oh
You gotta get
wow.
Blake." It's just all
Wow. That's
homegrown
beautiful.
word of
That's a
mouth.
blessing.
And I want to ask you about that first before we get into, like my man said, the meat and potatoes. Where
Yeah.
does that come from in you, and how do you, what's your testimony there as far as growing your business organically that way?
I would say because honestly, you and many others are much probably better DJ as I am. I know I'm a party MCer. I'm a people person, and I think that is where it comes from more than anything in this world is the
That's
people
awesome.
person aspect of it is and it's just real life genuineness of treating people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah, the golden rule, right? You
The
can never
Absolutely.
golden
lose
rule.
with the
I
golden
live by
rule.
that, and I teach my kids by that. I mean, that's really that's my household is the golden rule.
Absolutely. I
Yeah, great
appreciate that.
segue, Blake. Did you do
Yeah.
that on purpose?
Yeah, that really is the truth,
See,
though. I mean,
you are,
Yeah,
it goes a long way.
you are a professional
yeah,
MC, man.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He segued himself.
You segue right into it. So we're talking about, like you teach your kids that way. That's what we're getting into tonight. You have a full-time career.
Yeah,
Correct.
You are a father, young kids. It's not like you got grown-ups. You have young children in the home.
Right.
And you have, this DJ side hustle, your passion, that's something that you just love to do. And you got yourself to a point where you can do it as much as you want to do it. And we're talking about, finding that balance where you can still
yeah,
do the thing that you enjoy to do without taking away from the other things that are, equally or more important. And
right.
what's your take on that?
Uh, First and foremost, it's the glue at home, and it's the wife.
Mm-hmm.
So she
Absolutely.
doesn't work, but she works all day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
right here in this
Yeah,
home.
that's a
So
whole nother job, full time.
a whole full time job. So I mean, as
Yeah.
soon as a kid coughs, she's checking temperature.
Yeah.
She's if a
Hmm.
kid's staying home, I mean, we know who's staying at home. So
Yeah.
first and foremost, she is the glue, and that's how we do what we can do is the
Awesome.
teamwork together on that. From there, it's all in, and this is crazy, but it's still in this paper calendar right here. This
Mm-hmm.
is this
Ah,
is
man, hold on. You got
paper.
one of those too?
Yes.
I have to write
I
my
am
stuff.
Yeah.
I have to
yeah,
write my
same
stuff
one,
down
same
too,
one.
bro.
Look
Yeah.
at
Shout
that.
out to the people that still write in calendars.
Yes, sir.
I got the events in my phone, but it's something
Yeah.
about writing it, man. That's just the way I'm wired, you
Yeah.
know?
I agree with that, Midas, and I think maybe it's in our brain that as we see ourselves write it, it actually goes in there to where if you punch
Yeah.
it in that phone, and see, I'm 41, so I'm kind of in the middle of the young bucks, but
Yeah, I'm
also
43.
yeah. So we're all at that age where we still got old school in us, and I think that's with
Yeah.
the household. That's with our household teachings of working and still writing things down. But she's the glue, and from there I kind of just get to do what I want to do. So I chase my dream of work, I chase my dream of passion, and I chase 3 kids. And each night and every night I'm still chasing her.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
Hey.
great, man. That's great. That's great. So do you consciously like carve out a specific time? Like, if we were to imagine your time as a pie, do you
Yes.
carve out a certain percentage to devote to your home life, a certain percentage for work, and then a certain percentage to your passion?
That's a good question.
Or is
So
it kind of
I
just
would
more
say
organic?
it's definitely more organic because I have a hard time saying no to folks who are asking for hey, can you DJ on this date? So I make sure there's no birthdays being DJ'd. So I've
Okay.
got and that's basically the month of May because my
Okay.
my Mother's Day is right there. My mother's birthday is right after my dad's birthday is right after that. Kel's birthday is right after that. So that goes from the 11th to the 16th to the 17th. My oldest son is the 23rd. Then you got Memorial Day weekend, and my middle
Uh-huh.
child is June 4th. So all that from May to June, I don't do any weddings. Where it could be every single weekend in the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
Travis will tell you
Wow.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
so the whole
Wedding
month of May, and
season.
that's right there halfway through the year. So that's Christmas right there. That's
Yeah.
Christmas in
Yeah,
May.
yeah.
For sure.
So it hurts.
Indeed.
For sure. Now,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you
But
did
you're
that
doing
is that
right by
something
the
that
fam.
happened because you did it and messed up the hard way, or were you just always conscious of that? And I'll tell you
The
why I
You
boss,
have to.
ask.
That's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Gotta
the
be.
boss laid that down early. The
Yeah.
boss laid that
Yeah.
down early. I think I may have done it may have been a holiday or something, and she's like, "There's no holidays and there's no birthdays around here."
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
wife, happy life. They say, you
That's
know.
exactly right. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what we had to start doing as well. Because so does your wife also, she put stuff in that black calendar that you were just showing us, or do you have another a family calendar?
So, and that's the crazy thing is on the first of the month, she asked me what my calendar looks like.
Okay, yeah.
And see,
Okay.
I work full time too.
Mm-hmm.
And my full
Hmm.
time job, I'm 100% commission. I sell commercial heating and air. So I mean,
Okay.
it is nonstop. I mean, but again,
Yeah,
if
because
a
people got to
customer,
have
if
that
a,
AC and heat, buddy.
that's right. But being 100% commission, I work last night till midnight. Right now is really busy, and I'm not saying it's busy because of the time of the year. Right now, it's just we're blessed to be in the southeast. The
Mm-hmm.
southeast
Hmm.
construction is major right now,
Yeah.
and in North and South Carolina is major. So between schools, hospitals, man, they're all going up around us right now. Uptown Charlotte,
Okay.
there's cranes everywhere. So business is unbelievable right now.
Yeah.
So I've had the same
Right.
accounts for I've been there for 15 years. So I've had the same accounts since I've been there basically.
That's great,
You
man.
give
Yeah.
you give some away, and you get other bigger accounts as you go, but
Hmm.
it's nonstop all day long. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'll work tonight till possibly midnight maybe, and then I'm back at it
Wow.
again. I'll be in the office tomorrow by 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so, and then this is just like a busy period. It'll kind of level off, say in a
Um,
couple of months or so, or
I thought so, but it's been like this for about the past 2 years, I
nonstop.
would say, to where
Wow. Okay.
it's been
Mm-hmm.
nonstop to where I'm gonna be taking probably a few less weddings here and there,
Hmm.
and keep. I'm the same way. Like Famous hits me up and says, "Hey, can you do this?" I always hit Famous up, and he's like, "I'm already booked too." So,
Mm-hmm.
man,
Yeah. That's good.
we
We
Yeah.
got to find a third.
so
We got
so
to find a
Well, we have a
third
third now.
DJ. Oh, okay. You got a
Yeah.
third
Yeah,
that
we
you can
have a
kind of
third.
bounce some stuff.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
correct.
and our
Awesome.
situation is
So,
very similar because just like what Blake said, my wife stays at home with our young ones as well. And but one thing that we've done is we keep everything on. She's a paper calendar person as well. Like she has all kinds of stuff filled up. I tried to go digital from the paper planner,
yeah.
and I just don't keep up
Yeah,
with it
you
as
the
much,
same
right?
way. Yeah.
So
And the
we
phone, and you have your phone all the time. It's
yeah,
crazy,
so
right?
we do both. We'll just put it in the standard Apple calendar. You know, as soon as something books, I'll put it in the standard Apple calendar. And she does the same thing with all the kids' functions and things that she has to do. She'll just put it in the Apple calendar right on the phone and our shared calendar, you know? That way, even if I'm not home and I don't have that paper with me, if I get a call about a booking or something, I can pull up the calendar real quick and say, oh, no, that's so and so's birthday party, or that's softball, whatever it may be.
Right.
But I was asking Blake if he learned that the hard way, because I
Hmm.
did. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. I think.
there's a couple times, and before doing my most recent career, you guys know I was managing jewelry stores, so I was working
Yeah.
holidays, I was working Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, and
Yeah.
that was one of the
Busy
main
times of the
reasons.
year.
That was one of the main reasons I left that career, because I was starting over with a new family. I didn't want to do all that stuff again, missing all those special moments.
Hmm.
Last
Hmm.
year, I was, my business was really getting off the ground, and this was like our second year into it or whatever, into the official. And I got a call for a booking, and it was in a venue close by that I really wanted to get into, and I
Uh-huh.
wasn't paying attention to the date, and I took the booking, and it was Mother's
Yeah.
Day. It was
Yeah.
Mother's
Oh my
Day.
gosh. Yeah. Hey, it's a blessing that you're still here with
I
us.
know. I took I took a wedding on Mother's Day, and oh my
Oh my
goodness, I can't
gosh.
believe I did that. So
Yeah, I can
Yes,
only
sir. Yes, sir.
imagine.
That's a good learning there.
yeah, so shout out to
Yeah,
Blake for
man.
never making that mistake. But yeah, what Jerry asked earlier. So, um, do you have in your mind a number of bookings that you try to do each year, and then you might try to shut it down after that, or you just keep going as long as the calendar's open?
It's getting to be touchy with that. I kind of come in with a number, so to speak, but
Hmm.
I always see myself going more than that number because I'm like you just said, Travis, is that I look in that date and I'm like, man, it's open that date. Sporting
Yeah.
events, it's not
Yeah.
really much
Yeah.
sporting.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, how do I say no to that?
Yeah.
So man,
Yeah.
I end up normally taking but that weekend we may not have much going on, but I still
Hmm.
like, man, I wish I was outside with the kids, or I wish I was at
Yeah.
pool with the kids,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do this wedding, and so
Yeah.
Hmm.
they're really getting to that age. So I've got a 14, he turns 15 in May. I've got a 9 year old,
Okay.
he's getting ready to turn 10 in June, and an 8 year old turning 9 in September.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Okay.
really at that age where it's really fun to just, even if we're just running to just to the mall or just anywhere, just to go
Yeah.
mess around
Yeah.
and cut up. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever taken them to be roadies to a gig, anything like that?
my oldest has gone before, and he's getting to that age where he's can probably start going now at 14. I never wanted to be, mostly really all I do is weddings. So I really
Uh-huh.
feel like if I brought a child to a wedding, they're not going to want that to happen. And he's just now getting to the age where I believe he can be an employee
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
instead of
got you.
a kid on a cell phone,
Right.
or
Ah,
something like that. Where if I ever told him he can come, he's gonna be working. He's not gonna be there on his phone or
yeah,
anything
for
else.
sure. For sure.
But that's
Yeah.
if I can get him away. If I can get him away from his loan company that he's got in the neighborhood right now.
Oh
He's
yeah.
during the
Oh, so
summertime.
he's our see, and that's how it happens. The entrepreneurial spirit gets passed down. I got it
Mm-hmm.
from my
Yes,
parents. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
yes,
you and your dad was a DJ. You picked it up from him, and now your son started his own lawn business. So I think the biggest thing when it comes to that is seeing your parents do it, or seeing having access to actually see it being done, and it just opens up a whole nother world of possibilities as far as careers choices may be concerned, and
Mm-hmm.
things that you may be passionate about, which lead to some income. So that's awesome,
that's
man.
exactly
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, it's good when that
That's
So
can
awesome.
happen, man. So what
Yeah.
about time with you and Kelly? When does that happen? Do you plan vacations around when you're not booked, or do you say I'm not going to book this time of year so we can plan a vacation?
yeah, so I would say during that, mainly with my dad, especially living in North Myrtle Beach. There's many weekends. I think we've already got 3 or 4 weekends where we already have plans to go
Mm-hmm.
to the beach during those weekends. So
Awesome.
it'll be, and now that I used to think I could only work my day job from the office, but once COVID hit, then I got a
Oh
home set
yeah.
up, and I realized that I can do things. So when I do go, we may leave on Thursday after work, get to my dad's by midnight. I'm on my laptop at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'll stay on my laptop till noon, and then we'll hit the
Okay.
beach. But they'll already be on the beach. So
Yeah.
again,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
good
part of
though.
that balance. Yeah,
Balance. Yeah. Yeah. Little
that's
work,
exactly
little
right.
play.
Yeah.
But at least you do the work
That's right.
before the play.
But I definitely believe one of my biggest sayings is work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man. Got to reward
in order
yourself
to play hard, that's exactly right. In order to play hard, you must work hard to do so, and that's what I
Yeah.
try to
for sure.
tell my kids as well, and they see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
That's a
sure.
great. That's a great message.
That's a
Great
good one.
message. Yeah, man.
Speaking of playing hard, before we wrap this thing up, Blake, I want to give you the chance. I want to talk about you have single-handedly changed how all of South Carolina feels about ugly Christmas sweaters.
Oh, I still got to make it to one of the parties,
Yeah.
man. I got to make it.
So
This coming Christmas, I want to see both of you there.
tell us about
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to be there.
tell us about the origins of your annual ugly Christmas sweater party. This thing and what it was and what it is now, however many years later.
Gotcha. We'll get there. Hey, Miss Peggy Walker, want to say hello to you. Thank you for the kind words.
Oh, okay. Hey, shout out to her.
Yes, for sure.
So my buddy who we both throw this, we started out. This was probably, man, I'd say 10 or 11 years ago. He would have a party at his house, and I'd have a party at mine. Sometimes they'd have to coincide because the same date. You never know. So it might be split crowds. It might be one night his. It might be one night mine. So it started
Uh-huh.
out in our houses. So kind of like garage parties. Then Kel and I were started dating at that time, and so the second year it kind of went from, let's say, 15 people to 60, maybe. I don't know. There
Wow.
were the
Okay.
next morning. There were like bodies thrown about the floor, people who didn't make it home, and you can't drink and drive. So if you're doing it, so you need to be staying
Oh
there.
my God.
I mean, the place it looked like a fraternity house, man. And Gail
Hmm.
said, never again, never again. We're looking for somewhere now.
Yeah.
So it kind of
Wow.
started. We went to one other place, and it didn't really hit. And then we talked to my buddy Robert Beatty, who owns the Beatty Barn out there
Hmm.
by off of Mount Holly Road. It was
Okay.
perfect, and he is a perfect guy. He DJs a lot of beats and shag as well. He grew up in
Awesome.
the radio, so he and
Okay.
I just hit it off. And next thing you know, man, every year we have it there at his barn, and he is more than welcome. So he's
Yeah.
just an awesome guy. So I mean, there's been years where it's been maybe 250 at the most, but
Wow.
Wow.
and so there's
That's
there's no charge
legendary.
to come. We take donations to come, and
Yeah.
we
Uh-huh.
normally go in the pocket a little bit, but that's all right because again, kind of what I enjoy doing and why Travis, you said I guess people say my name a lot is just I enjoy seeing
Ah.
people have fun. I
Absolutely.
Yeah.
truly
And that's
enjoy
and that's
having
giving
people.
back.
Yes. So I
That's
mean
that's
that's
giving back.
I
Yeah.
love seeing people having fun and love smiling on everyone's face.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's why we do it. That's ultimately
That's
why we
it.
do what we do. And
That's
in terms of us doing music, and I'm sure whatever your industry may happen to be, that's seeing that smile on a satisfied customer's face is
hmm
yeah, the money's good, and that we don't want to say that we turn the money down, but
Correct.
but seeing that
Absolutely.
smile, man,
yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
For
these are
sure.
all things that we would be doing for free, and we were doing for free before now. You know.
Hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Starting in eighth grade, where it all started for
Exactly.
free.
Yeah, yeah, awesome,
Blake took
man.
the long
Awesome.
way to growing that business organically, just like the name of this show, no shortcuts.
No
He didn't cut
shortcuts.
the
Yeah.
line. He earned
It
this
has
thing
been
from
no
the eighth
shortcut.
grade. His homeboy said, "Hey Blake, yo, bring your speakers," and then here comes Blake with the speakers, and then just
Awesome.
started, you know, growing his brand that way, and that's amazing,
Yeah.
man. I
That's
want to
what it's
give you
all
a
about.
round of applause for that, for sure, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
See, a little
For
bit on
sure.
time with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Blake,
You got
any
any
words of
social media?
wisdom?
Again, just and especially this day and age and the world we're living in, just treat others kind.
Hmm.
Be who you want to be and treat others how you want to be treated. I mean, it goes a long way to see smiles on anyone else's face, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be yours. Put it on someone else's face, and then it puts it on
Yeah.
yours.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
someone
For
wants to get
sure.
in
And
contact with you, Blake, how can they? If we want to book Shaking Blake for a wedding, how can
Shaking
we do
Blake.
so?
Oh, it's just my Facebook page. It's just Blake Anderson. I mean, that
There
is
it is,
me.
right
That's
there,
it.
folks.
There's nothing more. There's nothing more than the
Yeah.
Facebook name, and that's it. And
Blake
I'm,
Anderson,
I'm
real name,
I'm
no
always there.
gimmicks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly right. Yes,
Like
sir.
Obi Trice.
That's
Obi
right.
Trice,
That's
real
it.
name,
Real
no
name, no
gimmicks.
gimmicks.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Hey,
it. That's
Yeah.
brother,
it.
we definitely appreciate you joining with us
Oh,
this
thank you
week,
guys.
man. This was great. This was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome chat, man. Awesome
Mr.
chat. It
Midas,
was a
what do you
pleasure.
got?
Man, I just want to say before we get out of here that Mellow Groove will be downtown this Friday. There's a free poetry event. We're going to be at the Getty's Art Center. Showtime, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, should be 7 o'clock. So that we're gonna play opening set. There'll be some poets after we play, do their thing. And if you love poetry and spoken word, come through. Then we'll play another set after the poets are done. And then Saturday, the chairman of the board will be in Pineville, North Carolina for Pause in the Park. Pause, right? But
Pause.
it's a charity, a fundraiser for rescue dogs, So that's going to be at Pineville Park. They're opening the park at 10 a.m. Music starts at 1 p.m. That's in Pineville, North Carolina.
Sweet. And I'll
Yeah.
put the link. I'll put the link in the comments of the YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. This episode will be up on the YouTube once we get to it in the progression. Like I said, we upload once per week on Mondays at noon, and the
Yeah.
live ones will be up there shortly. And if you
Yeah.
want to see me, you can come crash one of my weddings. I'll put it in the comments where
Wedding
I'm at.
crash,
Blake, where
right?
will you be at soon? Where can we see you?
Man, as far as seeing me, it's you're gonna see me at my son's basketball or football game.
Yeah.
I do have two weddings this month coming up on the 9th and the 30th. So I'm looking forward to both of those. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
other than that, I'm not out too often other than my neighborhood.
Yeah,
so
doing
I'll-
it mostly
it's a
weddings. So,
good time.
ladies and gentlemen, if you need this guy for your wedding,
Mm-hmm.
you might want to reach out a year or so in advance. Just
Yeah.
give you a little.
Yeah,
give
I've
you a
already
little
got a
tidbit.
couple in 23 already hitting.
Already.
So-
And shout out to
And
my sister.
23
real
is going to
quick.
slow.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout my sister out real quick.
Yeah.
She was our guest last week. I see her in the comments. She made it.
Yeah,
Hello,
she
Faith.
sure did.
What's
Hello,
happening?
Faith.
All right.
Yeah, and
man.
if you want
Famous,
Blake,
you wanna...
if you want Blake, you can't have him in May and June. We already know that
Nah,
part.
can't have
He's
him
busy.
there. You pick another month for your wedding.
Yes,
I've
sir.
had a few friends that's basically said give me 3 dates and then they get with the venue and go from there.
That's good. See,
All right,
that's
cool,
that's
man.
that's a testament to you, brother. That they go to you first and then to their venue. They want to make sure you're going to be the one to do it. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Famous, you closing us out this
Hey
evening?
man, this was a great episode. We want to thank
Yeah.
everybody for joining in with us live. We do appreciate that. Make sure you hit the
100.
subscribe and the comments, and then we will be back
Yeah.
here next week, same
Yeah.
that time, 7 p.m.
Thank-
Let's just call it Tuesday again, 7 p.m. next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We like the Tuesday.
All right, let's
yeah.
just we're gonna
We
stick
like
to
the
Tuesday
Tuesdays.
next week.
Tuesday,
We may or
7
may
p.m.
not have a guest. You gotta tune in and see.
It'll be a surprise.
Thank you, Blake. Yeah.
Thank y'all
Thanks,
so
everybody.
much, gentlemen.
Hey, everybody out
Absolutely.
there, stay safe. Subscribe to our page. Share this video to your own pages. We'll see you next week. God bless you all. Good night.
Yes, sir.